Hey there everyone, No DMAA here coming at you with another deck profile. So, earlier this week I was playing Blue Flare. I was borrowing Alan Busbee's AzurePKK. I feel like I can say his full name because Eggman did an interview for him after he got top 4 at Gen Con. So, I feel like I can use his name publicly because Eggman already did. He's a former student of mine. I was actually the one who mainly taught him how to play the game initially. Well, not play the game, how to get better at the game. He already knew how to play when we met, but I trained him during BT5. He disappeared during 6 and 7. We rebonded during... No, he disappeared just during 6, I believe. He was back during set 7 for Blue Hybrids. But he disappeared for a minute. He came back. We played together a lot until my retirement during BT9. And here we are. Present day, he surpassed me, his teacher. Kid Goku surpassed Master Roshi, you know, and here he is, letting me borrow his deck. I wish the dev could show max rarity, but it cannot show max rarity for some reason. Like, he has, like, one of the gold cards here. He has pre-stamps of anything that has a pre-stamp, like the Greymon, the Deckerdramon, the MailBirdramons. He has 2 Judge Greymons, I believe. One or at least one. But the dev doesn't let you get to those cards for some reason. So I can't show max. Even though he has max rarity. It's pretty cool. But yeah, I played this earlier this week. I came back to a side locals because it moved closer to my work. And I was just like, oh, I can literally get there under a minute now. Like to the galactic side locals. So yeah, it's dope. So I played in that locals. I played against Bloomlord. Round 1 I lost 0-2 because I had no idea what I was doing with the build. Alan taught me some things in between rounds for round 2, which was against Teach the Iabora actually. What's it called? Belphemon. Yeah, I played against Belphemon for the first time. In round 1 I played against Quartzmon for the first time. I never actually faced against Quartzmon until now. And now I understand why that card is stupid. But round 2, I played against Belphemon for the first time. That's stupid too. Because I wasn't understanding until game 2. Because he beat me game 1 because I didn't understand what was going on. I was like, oh. Game 2, I figured out how the deck actually functions. Blue Flare. Stunned some stuff. And I was able to restand with the MetalGreymon and win. Because I could swing twice. And then the final round... He won that game because I don't remember. I was short 1 attack, I believe. That was what's happening. I was either short... there was 2 things. I was short 1 attack, and he had enough Digimon. I couldn't stun enough either, so I didn't have enough swings, and I didn't have enough cards to stun. Because he claimed his Belphemon was immune to stuff, and I'm like, oh, if he's immune, then I can't stun it. Right? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, oh no. I can't even rip the source out to make it not immune. He's like, no, you can't even do that. I'm like, dang, okay. So hopefully that works out, you know. So I lost that game. And then, final round, I played against nerfed yellow hybrids. I'm too old, yellow hybrids, because I knew what the deck was doing, first of all, because that was my main deck before the hits. All the hits to Jet and Sunrise. Major hits, actually. I knew what he was doing once I figured out it was yellow hybrids. He's just using fancier cards like the Geogray and the Venusmon. I wasn't really familiar with the new additions, but I knew what yellow hybrids look like as a fundamental thing because he was playing all the tamers, he was hybriding up. And then, so I knew what he was doing. And then I fully understood what Blue Flare is supposed to be doing at that point. It was round 3. So, you know, I was basically playtesting through this locals. Yeah, playtesting. That's what I was doing. So I just ripped sources off the Venusmon, make sure I can stun it. And then he just didn't have he didn't have enough hybrids at the final round. Basically what was happening, because I basically just stunned him and swung multiple times with the MetalGreymon and the ZeigGreymon once. Actually, that was pretty dope. And my Blazins were just hitting because every time he swung, they just kept hitting into like Blazins, Kiriha, and Nini. You know, so I wanted it to be a... Oh, yeah! Against Teach the Iabora, like, if he hit a Sunrise, I would have won. Like, both, like, all the games. This one never came up. All these came up in security, like, at once. Against the yellow hybrid player, especially, like, they all popped off, and I was just like, you know, laughing. It was funny. Man, this deck is so sick, though. It's a control deck, so it's just basically... It's like blue hybrids, but better, honestly. Like, once I figured out what was going on with it. And I didn't know you could do incomplete crosses either, so I didn't know there were alternate ways for me to, like, play, like, the MetalGreymon out. Like, I actually didn't know you could do incomplete crosses. Yeah, because you can do... It's like Link summoning in Yu-Gi-Oh, you know? Like, you could just only use the Greymon to Digicross and then just reduce the cost by 2, so make it a 5 cost. And I'm like, oh, Alan, Azure, you know, like, dude, I didn't know you could do incomplete crosses because he was explaining to me, like, what he would have done after the round against Teach the Iabora. No, after the Bloomlord player, he was telling me after round 1. And I was just like, oh, you can do incomplete crosses. I didn't know that, and he didn't tell me to the end of the tournament that there was no CyberDramon in the build. I was literally holding this in my hand because I thought he ran CyberDramon, and he was like, no, I just Digivolve for 2 costs on top of the level 5, and then all these effects will pop off because you may place 1 Digimon card with blue flare from your hand or from under your tamer under this Digimon as a source. Wait. You may place 1 Digimon card with blue flare and straight from your hand or from under your tamer under this Digimon as bottom source. Then return 1 of your opponent's level 3... Oh, okay, yeah. Now I know what this is for. It's to get rid of Psychmon. So you can bomb deck it. So that's what the Evolve is for, so you don't have to actually Digicross into this guy. You can just Evolve level 5, so you can Evolve on top of either, like, the MetalGrey, you can Digivolve on top of the DeckerGrey, you can Digivolve on top of the... Not him. The other MetalGrey. So I didn't know that. The whole tournament. That was his... I was like, dude, where's the CyberDramon? He's all like, I don't run CyberDramon. I was like, what? I was so upset. because I didn't understand his purpose. I was like, where the... I was holding him in my hand the whole time. I was like, where's CyberDramon? Hilarious. But he doesn't run that. But yeah. We can go over the overall build. So, Wanyamon. Baby, when attacking once per turn, if you have a blue tamer in play, draw 1 card. So every time he says, because the lineup will always be these rookies, you don't Digivolve beyond, you hard drop everything else, you know, basically. And then, so he basically says, whenever you bring a rookie out, just swing with it, like just throw it at the security, basically. Because this card's really good when you throw into security. First of all, you'll pop off with the draw 1, because you'll most likely have a Kiriha. You know, so hopefully. Kiriha or the dual tamer. So you'll draw a card, you know. But this Gaossmon on deletion, you may play 1 level 4 Digimon with blue flare and straight from your hand suspended. So I like this card because you want it to die. So you can play either... I usually play the Greymon. I love the Greymon. You can play the Deckerdramon too for the draw. Because I like that. Because then you plus off each of your opponent's Digimon, draw 1 too. So you just draw a lot. Especially against green. I didn't have Deckerdramon. I only had this and this. I was like, what? This showed up after my green matchup. I was like, dude. You weren't in my hand during green, and he had like 6 Digimon out. Dude, I need you. So that sucks. I barely had the male bird too. I had to like dig. It was weird. But Gaossmon, those are your targets. All these 4 here. Either the Greymon for the search, Deckerdramon for the drawing, MailBird to play Kiriha if you need be, or get a MetalGrey. And then this one is the less likely one you'll play. It's mostly going to be these 3. But this is an option. Not this Greymon. He's not blue flare. But yeah, we run that. Because then you're able to play it. Because if they kill it on the opponent's turn, then this just pops off. And I'm like, ooh, that's nice. Okay, Dracomon. Digivolve 0. And then your turn, once per turn, when you play another Digimon drawn, its name or blue flare, draw a card. So that's nice because you just keep drawing. And then I don't think the inheritable matters. It never came up because you don't Digivolve beyond it. Gaossmon, the other one. So from EX4. So your turn once per turn. When the card with blue flare trait is played, draw 1. When the card with... I don't think this might come up though. Oh yeah, if you play like the Tamer. When a card with Twilight in trait is played, return one card with Digicross requirements from your trash to your hand. So that's really good. Because he sees himself, that's what Alan told me, so it's really cool. Your turn once per turn, when the card with Blue Flare trait is played, draw one. So when you play him, he sees himself, you draw. That's pretty cool. So I like doing that. And then if you have this out, because I did this once, you just draw two. Like, ooh. Did you draw off his skill, and then you draw off his skill because you played a Blue Flare. It's really sick. So that's the rookie lineup. You just run 10 rookies. It's okay because you're going to be hard dropping level 4s anyway. Like, I really want... The ideal hand is MetalGreymon and Blazin. Not Metal... I mean, yeah, MetalGreymon for the Digicrossing, but... Ideally, Greymon and Blazin. You just need those two. Anything else, it's fine. Because if you play Blazin turn 1 or 2, it's fine. Because if you hit the Kiriha, you're popping off. Because it's really good. So, on play Greymon. Reveal the top 4 cards of your deck. Add 2 cards with Blue Flare and their traits from among them to your hand. Place the remaining cards at the bottom of your deck in any order. If you have Kiriha in play, you may return 1 MetalGreymon from your trash to your hand instead. This rarely comes up. I can see it coming up though, because you might need a MetalGreymon. But I have always used this one for like my side local stuff. It's sick. On deletion save, so you can place this under your tamers when it dies. You know, Crystal Beast it goes back to the spell and trap card zone. An inheritable, this is the really good inheritable here. When attacking, if this Digimon has Blue Flare and your opponent has 2 more Digimon, which always comes up for some reason. Your opponent always has a lot of Digimon. It's insane. This has never like not popped off. Unsuspend this Digimon. So he's your multi-swinger. It's really good. So you need your Digimon to be Blue Flare and your opponent has to have 2 more Digimon play for this effect to pop off. I don't know why they always have 2 or more in play. That's insane. Because it never just doesn't not pop off, you know. It's like always active. Then we run 2 of the Deckerdramon. On play, draw 1. Then for each of your opponent's Digimon, draw 1. I wish I had this during the green matchup. I didn't have it. I barely had Mail and Gray. I was digging, like, difficultly because I was messing up too. I was misplaying because I didn't know how the deck worked. So of course I was misplaying. You know, I'm rusty. And then all turns, so all this Digimon has 2 or more Digimon play. Well, your opponent has 2 more Digimon play, I'm sorry. This Digimon gets 1000 DP. So he just gets a little buff. And I'm like, that's fine, technically. It helps with blocking and stuff. Like, if you're on Zeke, then it makes him 12k, and that makes a difference. I can see that. But every time I had it underneath, during rounds 2 and 3, I had jamming. So I was just like, doesn't matter. And I never had Zeke to block. Okay, next up is MailBirdramon. On play, if you have Kiriha on play, you may return 1 MetalGreymon from your trash to your hand. If you don't have Kiriha in play, you may play 1 from your hand without paying the memory cost, and he has save. And then this one's good because he stuns. When attacking once per turn, while this Digimon has Blue Flare and Straight, and your opponent has 2 or more Digimon in play, when your opponent's Digimon can't attack or block until your opponent's end of next turn. Your opponent's next of, and yeah, until the end of their turn, basically. I think that's typoed. So this helps you stun some more. And then the other MailBird has jamming inheritable, so that's the main reason why I see Alan playing this. And it's Blue Flare, so you just want to run MailBird because you need MetalGreymon. You need MailBird to MetalGreymon anyway. And it's jamming. Jamming's really good because when you swing twice, you're just jamming, and I'm like, ooh, that's nice. On play, one of your opponent's Digimon with the lowest level gains when attacking lose 2 memories, so you ice wall one of them until your opponent's turn. So I like that, but I always just stun them in the end. So it's like. I can see a scenario where this matters. And then 2 of the Greymon from starter deck 1, just because that security +1, it came up once. I was like, oh, that was sick because I swung twice and took 2. I took 4 cards instantly because I had jamming and I could restand, so I would hit for 1/2. I hit for another 1/2, and I was like, wow, that's powerful. Like that security +1 actually is lit. And then the big boy MetalGreymon himself. I actually like this MetalGreymon when I watched the anime. Cross Wars. I love this MetalGreymon actually. I love Kiriha. Like, I don't know. Like, I still OG MetalGreymon is the MetalGreymon, of course, but like this MetalGreymon. But I understood, like, wow, this Greymon needs help. He needs to like merge with another one to become MetalGreymon, where the other MetalGreymon just digivolves, you know. So material save 2. When this Digimon will be deleted, you can place 2 of this Digimon sources, star this Digimon's Digicross requirements at the bottom of your tamers. So I use this a lot. On play, he gains Rush. Then if you Digicross through your opponent's Digimon with a number of sources less than or equal to this Digimon, cannot attack or block until the end of your opponent's turn. So he stuns 3 at max. I usually stun 2 at most. Because sources, you know, or like I have to match 2. And then the Digicross requirements, minus 2/4, so he becomes a 3 cost. It's nice. I like this. This Greymon is so sick. Dang, I have to go with the regular art though, so it's whatever. 2 of the Decker! Oh man, the arc when they got Deckerdramon, when Kiriha bonded with the Deckerdramon and merged it with DeckerGreymon was really good. I like that. I can't fully recall what the story was, but I remember it was sympathetic, and that Kiriha had to work for Deckerdramon's like trust to join the team. Like he had to work for this, and it was kind of earned, and I dug it. I was like, DeckerGreymon was really cool. He has Armor Purge. That's sick. Never came out, but he has it. On play, when Digivolving, you may place 1 Digimon card with blue flare and straight from your hand or under your tamer to the bottom of this Digimon's sources. Then this Digimon has Deckerdramon and sources. One of your opponent's Digimon cannot block or attack until the end of your opponent's turn, so stunned. So he just stuns, and you get another source underneath. So you could potentially make this guy like really good. I mean, you can only put blue flare underneath, but still, you could put like another restanding Greymon underneath. You can put another Deckerdramon to make him bigger. You can put a MailBird underneath to give him stunning, or more restanding. That's sick. This one is good because we talked about this earlier when I realized what's going on. But you can also put a blue flare or under him from either the hand or from the tamer, and then you bounce a level 3 of your opponent to the bottom of the deck. So basically, you just bounce the Psychomon. He's there to get rid of Psychomon. That's what Azure Allen told me. AzurePKK. This Greymon, I liked it at first until I realized it didn't have Rush. But I get, oh, it has Rush. What doesn't have Rush? This is what Decker doesn't. I wish he had Rush. That threw me when he didn't have it. I think that cost me the game actually because I didn't realize. Yeah, because I couldn't swing. I had to wait a turn, and that's what cost me. I didn't have metal though, so I was like, oh, this will work, and I'm like, oh, guess it doesn't. No, I did have metal, but I just didn't realize. Yeah, that the Rush doesn't. Does it carry over? Oh no, it doesn't restand anyway. Well, I'm not recalling exactly what happened. But I couldn't swing, basically, what was happening. Because I think it's a brand new Digimon. It's not like Jagras or anything. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. On play, this Digimon gains Rush for the turn. This other MetalGreymon. And then if Digicrossing, trash up to 2 sources from one of your opponent's Digimon. And then the inheritable doesn't matter. I guess we just run it because it's MetalGreymon. And so we can evolve it into Zeke. Or we can Digicross with it into the DeckerGreymon. Or evolve on top of it to make the MetalGreymon X Cyber Launcher thing. Is that what it's called? Its actual name? MetalGreymon plus Cyber Launcher? Yeah. Nice. Then we run 2 ZeigGreymon. It was very sick when he digivolved into this, actually, in the anime. ZeigGreymon! I love it. Digivolve 2 from Greymon. I thought this could bypass Quartz. It doesn't bypass it. When digivolving, unsuspend this Digimon. Because the wording. I didn't realize the Quartz wording actually says, like, you cannot unsuspend. Because most stun cards, when I was playing anyway, I guess this is the new way. But before, cards would say stuff like, your Digimon doesn't restand or become active during the next unsuspend phase or something like that. So that's what I assumed the Quartzmon said. It didn't say that. It said your opponent's Digimon and Tamers cannot unsuspend. And like straight up, they can't do it. And no ability overrides that. Like this doesn't override that. I'm like, that sucks. Then if a card with blue flare or cringy cards in its traits, is in sources, and your opponent's 2 or more Digimon play, gain 2 memory, so it's a free evolve basically. And then on deletion, let's see, you may place this card under one of your Tamers, and then place what? This never died technically, so that's why I'm like, kind of, what does it do? Then place 1 blue Greymon, 1 blue MailBirdramon from your trash under one of your Tamers with general and straights. So this has to go under the Kiriha. And then I don't. Oh, that's what I got mixed up on too. I thought he was a blocker automatically, but it was inheritable. I was like, oh, That unsuspend part is just so you gain free memory and you get another swing in. So basically, what I was trying to do was MetalGreymon swing, Digivolve into Zeke for free, basically. Unsuspend him to get a third swing in. Oh yeah, because I tried that, but then I didn't have jamming at the time, so he died to a 9k to something. 9k something. I was like, oh no. He did. So I couldn't do the thing. That was against Teach T. Ayabora's Belphemon. Blazing Memory Boost. This card's so good, actually. Reveal the top 6 cards of your deck. You may add 2 cards of Blue Flare among them, and then play 1 Kiriha from among them. Like, you get both. I thought it was either or at first, and I was just doing one of them. I was like, and Alan was all like, no, you get both. I'm like, oh yeah, there's an and. There's an and there. You read your cards. Nice, you know? So I did it. I started doing that after the practice round. I was like, yay! Then the delay is a typical gain 2 memory. Blazing's so good, because if you drop that turn 1, it's okay. Because if you hit the Kiriha, it's cool. If you just only grab 2 cards, it's still cool. Like, it's blazing. It's nice. Sourai's the MVP, honestly, of the deck. It's so good. It's a 4 cost. The fact that it's a 4 cost is insane, because I use this every time, and it's still my turn. I'm so used to playing options, and it passes over. And I'm like, oh my god, this does not pass over. Typical blue. Trash the top 4 sources of one of your opponent's Digimon until the end of your opponent's turn. Your opponent's Digimon with no sources can't attack. It's so good! It stalls for so long. I hit the Gaossmon with like 3 of these. All 3. No, I hit him with 2 of them. Problem was, I couldn't unsuspend. I was so upset. I was stuck. Because I didn't know how to work around it yet. I know now, but I didn't know before. Kiriha! Oh, he's so cool. I wish it was Season 2 Kiriha, though. Maybe the alt art someday. If you have 2 or less memory, set your memory to 3. And then when you would play Digimon with Digicross, by setting this Tamer, you can also place cards from under your Tamers as Digi-Solution cards when you Digicross. He's very cool. This dude is so sick, man. In Cross Hearts, he's the Vegeta of the series. In Cross Wars, he's the Vegeta of the series. So he just loses a lot, but he looks so cool doing it. Like, there's this one clip of him just, like, wrecking this one villain, this one Digimon, and then at the end, they don't show in the actual clip, but I know what happens after. It's like, after that, first of all, the Digimon lives, obviously. And he's all like, oh, I'm immortal. And starts beating him. I was like, oh, dang it. It was embarrassing. Like, MetalGreymon went down hard. I guess technically ZeigGreymon went down hard. But yeah, Dual Tamer, Kiriha, Nini. The name of this card / Tamer is also treated as Kiriha or... Oh! I didn't know that part. Did I ever hit it with Blazing? I know I hit it with Greymon, so that doesn't count. Well, now I know. Okay, so if I hit it with Blazing, I can play this too. It's an option. Oh, nice. Start your main phase. If there are 2 more Digimon play, gain 1 memory. I like that. It's so good. 2 more Digimon play anywhere. That's nice. Like both boards. And then all turn, when you would play 1 Digimon card with the Blue Flare or Twilight trait with Digicross requirements, by displaying this Tamer, you may place 1 card from under your Tamer and 1 from your trash as sources for the Digicross. That never came up. I tried to make this come up. It didn't come up. Because nobody actually went to the trash. I mean, Greymon once, but I already had another Greymon. But yeah, that's the overall Blue Flare build. I'm going to try to get the base rarity for this. I know I have these Greymons for sure. Everything else I have to look for. It's all new, too. I don't think I have a lot of this. I might as well just start over. Like, I think I might as well just buy all this. Because this is like BT10 and EX3 and BT11, EX4. I'm like, man, I didn't buy any of this. Is BT11 as well? Yeah, I have like none of this. Oh, wow. I might as well just like... Yeah, I might have to buy every single of these cards. Okay. Nice. But thank you all so much for watching this deck profile. I'm very excited to like try. I might build Blue Flare. So we'll see. I know Alan Azure is trying to tweak up the deck a bit. He mentioned like he hadn't had time to play test it yet, but he was glad that I played with it. I had fun. It's all that matters at the end. I'm happy too. You know, like this was a fun build. Like playing against Bloomlord, Gaossmon, Belphemon, and Yellow Hybrids was great. I only won against yellow hybrids, but that's because after all the training with the other 2 rounds. So nice, you know. I'm happy. I'm happy with it. I'm happy. So thanks again. I'll see you all next time. Hopefully this becomes more frequent, you know. All right. Keep it digivolving. No DMAA is logging off.